Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Nar from the Nar Report. Back today with another episode. This is episode 33 of the Nar Report. And I just want to say thank y'all for all the love and support. Keep on showing me all the love and support, and I'll keep on coming, baby. I do this because of y'all. If y'all haven't, make sure y'all sub to the YouTube and click that bell to make sure y'all get all the notifications on when I go live. Follow the TikTok and the Instagram at _Nar_report. The links are in my bios as well too. They're also in my bios as well too. If you can't find them, they're on my bios. And in today's episode, the NBA playoffs are officially over with round one. The first round, the NBA playoffs are over. They're done. It's time for the conference semifinals. One game has already started with the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Indiana Pacers. I'll get into that shortly and go over this Nuggets and Clippers game, which has been the best series throughout the whole first round of these NBA playoffs. So first, I'm going to go over this Nuggets and Clippers game. And then after that, I'm going to go over the whole NBA recap for the first round. All right, let's get into it, baby. Starting off with the Denver Nuggets and the Los Angeles Clippers. Nuggets win 120-101 at home in Denver. They eliminated the Los Angeles Clippers in a Game 7. They advanced to the second round to play the Oklahoma City Thunder. Let's talk about it. The Denver Nuggets played a great game. Overall, this was a good game. The game was good in the first half, but then the Clippers beat themselves in the second half. You know what I'm saying? No defense being played. It wasn't being physical. A lot of missed shots, turnovers. The Clippers didn't show up in Game 7 in the second half, but in the first half, it was pretty solid, though. Heading into halftime, it was an 11-point game, and then the Clippers ended up losing by 19. And I'm going to go over these stats for the Clippers real quick. Kawhi Leonard, 22 points. He had a great game. Kawhi Leonard, I'm surprised he stayed healthy. And with the Clippers healthy, they could force a Game 7 in anybody's series. Okay, whoever they're playing in the playoffs, as long as Kawhi Leonard is healthy, the Clippers will go to at least 7 games. So Kawhi Leonard, great game, 22 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. Derrick Jones Jr., 12 points, 2 rebounds, and 0 assists. Isaac Zubac, 10 points, 14 rebounds, and 2 assists. Norman Powell, 9 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. I expected a little more from Norman Powell. I expected at least 15 from him. And then James Harden, 7 points, 7 points, 5 rebounds, and 13 assists. James Harden. What was that? 7 points in a Game 7, an elimination game? That showed us what James Harden is capable of doing in the playoffs in Game 7. When it really matters, when the light shine bright, this man disappears. See, this is how James Harden is in the playoffs. Game 1, he drops a 30-point triple-double. Game 4, he drops 40. And then when it really matters, when Game 6, when Game 6 and Game 7 shows up, this man dropping 5 to 7 points. That has to be investigated. Like, they got to do something. Harden must fix that allegations. He's never going to beat the allegations if he doesn't show up in the Game 7. See, if the Clippers lost in a hard-fought battle and then James Harden scored like 20 points, then yeah, that's different. But you can't show up to a Game 7 and drop 7 points. James Harden was just turning the ball over a lot. Lots of turnovers. James Harden just wasn't ready to play for the Los Angeles Clippers in Game 7. For the bench, Nicholas Batum, 3 points. Bogey, 12 points. Chris Dunn had 3 points. And Chris Braun, 13 points. And that's it. So the Clippers, the only person that showed up for Game 7 was Kawhi Leonard. Okay? Did nobody want to help Kawhi Leonard out in the Game 7? Kawhi Leonard, the way he played like he really wanted it more. Okay? And I'm proud of Kawhi Leonard for staying healthy throughout the whole series, because usually we used to seeing Kawhi Leonard being hurt. But he stayed healthy. He was ready to play. And overall, I believe Kawhi Leonard had a great series against the Denver Nuggets. But it wasn't enough to beat this Nuggets team, because this Nuggets team is very good. They are a championship team. They still got Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray, a good bench. They got more depth. Denver was just too much for them in Game 7. All right. Now let's go over the Nuggets stats. Michael Porter Jr., great game. 15 points, 6 rebounds, and 0 assists. Aaron Gordon, 22 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists. Aaron Gordon has been hooping lately for the Denver Nuggets. If y'all haven't known, Aaron Gordon was a good, solid pickup for the Denver Nuggets back in 2021. He had a great game. Nikola Jokic, 16 points, 10 rebounds, and 8 assists. Nikola Jokic almost had a triple-double. Y'all know how Jokic does. Christian Braun, 21 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. Jamal Murray, 16 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. All right. So that's the stats for the Denver Nuggets. The Nuggets played a phenomenal game. They was in the game 7 last year at home, lost to the Minnesota Timberwolves. They were up 20, and then they lost by 8. So I'm glad the Denver Nuggets were able to get this win against the Los Angeles Clippers. And quick shout out to my guy, Mr. 401 from Mr. 401 Sports World Network. Good season for the Clippers. They need to get into the Giannis sweepstakes. Yes, I do believe they need to get into the Giannis sweepstakes, but they're going to probably have to give up a lot to get Giannis. And make sure y'all check out my guy, Mr. 411 from 411 Sports World Network, here on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok as well, too. He does some great stuff out there. That is my favorite person to talk to about sports. What's up, my guy? How you doing? So back to what I was saying about Denver. The Denver Nuggets came ready to play. They were a championship caliber team. They were just too much for the Denver Nuggets. And yes, I had the series going to 7, but I expected game 7 to be a little closer. Okay. But otherwise, though, the Nuggets came ready to play, though. They have a good bench. Even though Michael Malone is gone, the coaching over there in Denver is very great. All right. Let's go over to the bench. Peyton Watson, 9 points. Russell Westbrook has 16. This dude scored more points than James Harden. How? And Westbrook doesn't even score like that to this day. How does he outscore James Harden in the game 7? Westbrook was hooping 16 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. DeAndre Jordan, 2 points, 4 rebounds, and 0 assists. The Nuggets got a good bench. And yes, I do feel like the Denver Nuggets can beat the Oklahoma City Thunder in this second round of the playoffs. Will I be shocked if they do? No. Here's why. Number one, they got Nikola Jokic. They got Jamal Murray. They got Aaron Gordon. I believe this is a deep Denver Nuggets team, a team that just won the NBA championship back in 2023. So they're on a mission here. Jokic trying to get his second ring, and Denver can make some noise now. Well, and if I'm OKC, I will be a little worried about this Denver Nuggets team. All right, so OKC is not going to be easy for y'all because this is a Denver Nuggets team who just came off an impressive Game 7 win against the Los Angeles Clippers. But that's all I got to say about this Nuggets and Clippers series. Nuggets win 120-101, advance to the semifinals to take on the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Nuggets were the better team overall. The Clippers, they had pretty good games. It was a good series overall. I love what I see from both teams. But Game 7, when it mattered the most, the Denver Nuggets were ready to play. All right. So now I'm going to do a little first-round recap. All right. So starting off in the West, as I mentioned, you got the Nuggets beating the Clippers in Game 7, 4-3. You got the Los Angeles Lakers losing to the Minnesota Timberwolves in 5 games. Now, to me, though, I wasn't shocked, but I had the Lakers winning this series, okay? Because here's the thing, though. When these two teams met in the playoffs, the Lakers and the Timberwolves, I should have went with the Timberwolves, okay? Because I had this team going back to the conference finals, again, heading into the playoffs. And I had this team potentially coming out the West. And I do feel like they can beat the Oklahoma City Thunder in a 7-game series. But what I learned from this series was the Minnesota Timberwolves were the better team. They had more size. They were more athletic, better coaching. So that's what I learned. But I'm proud for the Minnesota Timberwolves, though. This was my sleeper team in the Western Conference. So I'm not even mad about this loss for the Los Angeles Lakers. But the Lakers need to make some moves in the offseason, as includes of getting the big and building around Luka Doncic, their future franchise player. But otherwise, though, Anthony Edwards had a great series. Rudy Gobert had a great series. Julius Randle had a great series. Let's get into Game 5. Wolves win 103-97. Rudy Gobert drops 27 points in a Game 7. 27 points. You know why? Because the Lakers didn't have no big out there to defend Rudy Gobert. And all those 27 points came off of second choice points, second chance points. So Rudy Gobert balled out game 5 in the Lakers elimination game. Because let's be real though, if it wasn't for Rudy Gobert in game 5, the Timberwolves do not win this game because Anthony Edwards, he did not have a great night. Julius Randle, Jaden McDaniels, Nas Reed, they didn't have a great night. And Rudy Gobert came ready to play. This man came ready to play. This dude looked like a dang all-star out there. Rudy Gobert looked like an all-star out there, looking like prime Shaquille O'Neal by the way he played. Yes, Rudy Gobert did get the last laugh in that Game 5 win against the Los Angeles Lakers. Man, that dude looked like a superstar out there. And I don't understand why the coach did not play Jackson Hayes. See, if Jackson Hayes would have played, Rudy Gobert would have not scored 27 points. He probably would have had at least about 10 or 12 because when Jackson Hayes was playing and Rudy Gobert was in the game guarded by him, he was averaging about 8 points. And this man scores 27 with him not guarded by Jackson Hayes. But for the Lakers, though, the only players that showed up was Luka Doncic and Rui Hachimura. Austin Reeves was inconsistent. Braun, I don't expect that much for him to this day. But Rui Hachimura had a great game in this series, had a great series. Luka Doncic had a great series. Austin Reeves was inconsistent. And everybody else for the Lakers did not show up. Luka and Rui needed help, but they didn't get no help. So that's it for the Lakers at Timberwolves, though. Wolves win the series 4-1. And then Game 7 last night between the Houston Rockets and the Golden State Warriors. Warriors win 103-89 in Houston in an elimination game. Let's talk about it. Can we all just be honest here? Okay, let's just be honest before I dive into this game. This series should have not went to 7. Okay, this should at least went to 5 or 6 games. Okay, because the Warriors were up 3-1 and then Houston came back and won the next 2 games. When Houston won game 6, I was like, the Warriors are in some trouble here. But the Warriors found a way to win game 7 on the road in Houston. They got the win. They are advancing to the semifinals to take on the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Warriors had a great game. The offense was good. The defense was great. Steve Kerr was doing his job at coaching. Steph Curry had a great game. Buddy Hield. Let's go into the stats real quick. Buddy Hield had 33 points. Player of the game. I never seen Buddy Hield drop 33 points in a game 7. Buddy Hield was the MVP out there. That dude was looking like Steph Curry. Since Steph Curry wasn't hitting those shots, Buddy Hield said, "No worry, I got y'all. I got y'all tonight." And he came ready to play, and he got the job done for the Golden State Warriors. Jimmy Butler, playoff Jimmy, 20 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. Draymond Green, he had a great game. 16 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. Brandon Podolsky, 9 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. I expected a little more from him, but I'll take it though. Steph Curry, I expect at least about a 30 bomb for you, but 22 is enough for me. You did bounce back in the second half. 22 points, 10 rebounds, and 7 assists for Steph Curry. The Warriors own the Rockets. Okay, it's just that simple. The Golden State Warriors own the Houston Rockets. Steph Curry is the owner of the Houston Rockets. He hasn't lost a playoff series against the Houston Rockets ever since these two teams have met each other in the playoffs. The Warriors have won the last couple meetings. So all we know is that the Rockets cannot play the Warriors in the playoffs because every time when the Warriors play the Rockets in the playoffs, they are a different team, okay? They are a different team. Steph Curry is a different player. This man turns up. He loves playing against the Houston Rockets. Now let's go to the Rockets side of things. Warriors, as I mentioned, had a great game and they had a great series. Let's go to the Rockets side of things. Dylan Brooks, Mr. Bear Poker, 8 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. Amon Thompson, give this man credit. Amon Thompson has been hooping all series. If I was to say who was the MVP for the Houston Rockets all series, it's Amon Thompson. That dude was balling, playing very great defense, being aggressive on the boards, aggressive on offense. He was a great player, and that man is a future all-star. Amon Thompson, 24 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 assists. Alfred Şengün, Baby Jokic, 21 points, 14 rebounds, and 5 assists. Jalen Green, 8 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist. Fred VanVleet, 17 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. Steven Adams, 3 points, 7 rebounds, and 0 assists. Jabari Smith Jr., 3 points, 4 rebounds, and 0 assists. And then Tyre Eason, 5 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 assist. Let's talk about the Houston Rockets all series long. And do y'all know why the Rockets lost this series? Jalen Green. He's the reason why that the Houston Rockets lost this series. After game 2, when he dropped 38 points, he's been averaging 8 points per game. Like, I thought Jalen Green was the superstar of this team for the Houston Rockets, but actually, though, it's really Amon Thompson and Alfred Şengün. Jalen Green, ever since you had a 38 bomb in game 2, you done disappeared. That man has disappeared. But overall, though, what a season for the Houston Rockets. They finished number 2 in the West. They are a young team. They are going to be competitive with years to come. And the Houston Rockets will be back next year, though. Next year, though, and years to come, the Houston Rockets, if they keep this young core and keep Ime Udoka as the head coach, they just got to keep building with the young guys, surrounded with a lot of veterans. And I do believe this Houston Rockets team next year could at least make it to the conference finals. All right. And that's it for the Warriors and Rockets series. Warriors win game 7, 103-89. And then last but not least, you got the Oklahoma City Thunder sweeping the Memphis Grizzlies. I had this series going to 5 games, but Ja Morant got hurt. So that was really the huge difference maker in that series. Ja Morant gets hurt game 3. OKC sweeps Memphis. Houston loses game 7 against the Warriors. I picked the Warriors to win at 6 because the Warriors actually should have won at 6, to be real with you. Lakers, Wolves, the Timberwolves win the series in 5 games. I picked the Lakers to win at 6. And then Nuggets, Clippers, I had my prediction right. I had the Nuggets winning in 7. You are correct. Houston will take the next step. Absolutely. With this young team and a championship caliber coach in Ime Udoka, this Houston Rockets team will be a championship contender with years to come. Now let's recap the East side. The Indiana Pacers defeat the Milwaukee Bucks in 5 games. I picked the Bucks to win in 7, but obviously Damian Lillard gets hurt in game 4, which that was the whole turning point of the series for the Milwaukee Bucks. And the reason why I picked the Bucks to win this series is because with Damian Giannis healthy, they can at least make a run to the Eastern Conference Finals. They're good offensively, perfect defensively. Adding Kevin Porter Jr. and Kyle Kuzma made a huge impact to this Milwaukee Bucks team down the stretch. And I just really thought they can really make some noise in the East this year. I had them going to the conference finals. I had them beating Cleveland in the second round in 7 games. So when you look at this Milwaukee Bucks team heading into the offseason, it all depends on Giannis Antetokounmpo. I believe Giannis will stay in Milwaukee, okay? Because I don't see this man playing nowhere else. Milwaukee's his home. He loves the fans. He loves the city. The fans in the city loves him. So there's a lot of love and connection between Giannis and the city of Milwaukee. So I do believe he will stay in Milwaukee for the foreseeable future. Otherwise, though, Giannis Antetokounmpo had a great series, averaging almost a 30-point triple-double every game, but he just didn't have help. And that was the whole turning point of the Milwaukee Bucks. Game 5, Gary Trent Jr. had a great game. They were about 40 seconds away from forcing the game 6. And I feel like if Milwaukee would have forced the game 6, that would have been a whole different series. But we got to give credit when the credit is due. The Indiana Pacers, this was a team that made it to the conference finals last year, and they're trying to do it again this year. But this time, hopefully get to the NBA finals. So Indiana, they're picking up where they left off. Congrats to the Indiana Pacers. They win the series in 5 games. I had the Bucks in 7. New York versus Detroit. Knicks Pistons. The Knicks win in 6 games. Jalen Brunson, game 6, drops a 40 bomb. A 40 bomb in game 6. And the game winner as well, too. And I'm going to go ahead and recap the whole series. This was a good series overall. We got to give credit to the New York Knicks for advancing. But let's talk about the Pistons. What a season for the Detroit Pistons. Last year, they were a 14-win team. Finished sixth in the East. I believe they finished with like 44 wins. Yes, sixth in the East, playing against a New York Knicks team. And they had a chance to beat the Knicks. I just feel like the whole turning point of this series was the Pistons beat themselves, because when you're looking at all 6 of these games, Detroit was competitive. They were competing at a high level. Kate Cunningham, Asura Thompson, and those boys were competing with the Knicks. They played great all series long, but Detroit just beat themselves, okay? Because if you go back and watch the whole 6 games of this series, you could have looked at those games and be like, man, Detroit could have won this game. I had the Pistons winning in 6 games, and by the way it played out, the Pistons got robbed game 4 because that should have been a foul call. And overall, though, I do feel like the Pistons should have won this series, but Detroit is going to be back next year, okay? They're going to be a playoff team with years to come, and they are a young Pistons team building around their franchise guy, and he is an all-star in Kate Cunningham. And that's it for that series. Boston beats Orlando in 5 games, and then Cleveland sweeps Miami just like I expected. So ain't nothing much to say about those 2 series. Now let's go to the conference semifinals, and I'm here to give y'all a preview on each game. So the conference semifinals, I have already started with the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Indiana Pacers. Pacers win game 1 in Cleveland, 121-112 in Cleveland. And I have the Cavaliers winning this game in 6. I have the Cavaliers winning this series in 6 games. I do believe it will be competitive. It's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and here's why. You're looking at an Indiana Pacers team who just went to the conference finals last year, and they still got the same team. They still got Halliburton. They still got Miles Turner, Pascal Siakam, and those boys. So they're on a mission to get back to the conference finals, like I said, and get over the hump. All right. So I do feel like it's going to be a competitive series, though. Will I be surprised if the Pacers win? No. But I feel like this series could go to 7 games, though. All right. Just know I will not be surprised if the Pacers win this series. All right. Let's go into it. The Pacers played a great game. Tyrese Halliburton had a great game. The Pacers had a great game. Players off the bench had a great game. Offensively, they was good. They was aggressive on offense and defense. I love what I see for both sides of the court from the Indiana Pacers. Let's go over the stats. Aaron Nesmith, 17 points. Pascal Siakam, 17 points. Miles Turner had 13 points. Nembhard had 23 points. And Tyrese Halliburton had 22 points. TJ McCollum, 7 points. Obi Toppin, 7 points. Thomas Brown, 2 points. And Mathurin had 11 points. I'm not going to sleep on this Indiana Pacers team, okay? I do feel like after what I've seen from the Milwaukee series, they can go back to the conference finals. And I was sleeping on them heading into the playoffs. So I hope Indiana proves me wrong. But I'm still picking the Cavaliers to win in 6 games. All right. Now let's go over to the Cleveland side. Max Strus, 7 points. Evan Mobley had 20 points. Jarrett Allen had 12 points. Donovan Mitchell had a 33-point game. 33 points for Donovan Mitchell. Ty Jerome, 21 points. That dude is special. DeAndre Hunter, 11 points. Isaac Okoro, 2 points. And Dean Wade had 0 points. So what I expect the Cavs send into game 2 is for Donovan Mitchell to have the same type of game. Hopefully Darius Garland comes back and make a huge impact for the Cleveland Cavaliers. I expect Evan Mobley to keep doing what he's doing. Jarrett Allen to be aggressive on the rebounds and on the boards, offensively and defensively. And I expect the Cleveland Cavaliers to show the Indiana Pacers who is the better team. Okay? So, as of right now, the Pacers lead the series 1-0. It's just the first game, okay? The Cleveland Cavaliers are not in trouble, okay? I was watching this on ESPN earlier on First Take. Are the Cavs in trouble? No, they're not in trouble. It's just game 1. This is going to be a long series, okay? This is going to be a long competitive series for this Cavaliers and Pacers series, all right? Next up, we go to the Eastern Conference semifinals, the Boston Celtics and the New York Knicks. I feel like this is going to be a competitive series, though. Boston, the defending champions. You got the New York Knicks coming off an impressive Game 6 win against the Detroit Pistons. And I'm going to tell y'all right now who I got winning this series. So in the Cavs and Pacers series, I got the Cavs in 6. And then Celtics and Knicks, y'all ready? This might surprise you. All right. Give me the Boston Celtics to win in 4 games. Yes, I said it. The Boston Celtics will sweep the New York Knicks. Here's why. Number one, they are the better team. Number one, Boston's a better team. They got the better coach, better starting lineup. They got a depth bench. All right. And then the Knicks barely beat the Pistons. Okay. New York barely beat Detroit in that series. And New York does not stand a chance against this Boston Celtics team. So that's why I got this series ending in the sweep. All right. Thank you for all the love and support. I appreciate the fires. This is my mom right here. I appreciate my mom for joining the live and showing all the love and support. I love you, Mom. So back to what I was saying, this series is going to end in the sweep. All right, this series is going to end in the sweep. New York does not stand a chance against the Boston Celtics. Now let's go over to the Western Conference. Tonight, we got the Oklahoma City Thunder taking on the Denver Nuggets. Game 1 in Oklahoma City. I am very excited for this series. This is going to be a competitive series. You got a battle of 2 MVP candidates in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Nikola Jokic. And I'll be real with you, this series really could determine MVP. Okay? I feel like this series will determine who the MVP is. You got SGA, who is averaging a 30 bomb every game. And you got Nikola Jokic averaging a triple-double every game. So MVP will not determine which team goes on to the Western Conference Finals. This will determine who is going to outplay who, because you got SGA and Nikola Jokic, 2 runners up for MVP. So it's going to be based off of who outplays who. All right. So when I'm looking at the series, though, OKC, this is not going to be an easy series for you. Yes, you're the number 1 seed in the West. You're the best team in the West, but you're going up against a Nikola Jokic Denver Nuggets team who just came off an impressive statement win, Game 7 against the Los Angeles Clippers. And this is a championship team for the Denver Nuggets. I do feel like the Denvers are going to give OKC a run for their money, and it's going to be very tight, very competitive. Every game is going to be down to the wire. All right. And I got the Oklahoma City Thunder winning in 6 games. This game could go to 7. This game could go to 7, though. Will I be surprised if Denver wins? No. And I'll be real with you. The Nuggets can beat the Thunder, okay? And here's why. You got Nikola Jokic, who averages a triple-double every game. You got Jamal Murray. You got Russell Westbrook. You got Aaron Gordon, who has been hooping for the Denver Nuggets ever since the playoffs started. And also, as I mentioned, I also want to mention this. Russell Westbrook will be playing against his former team in the Oklahoma City Thunder in the conference semifinals. So Westbrook versus his former team is going to be a movie. This game is tonight at 9:30. So after this episode, I'm going to go catch this Boston and New York game. Excuse me. And then this OKC and Denver game. But I am excited for this series right here. OKC and Denver. This is probably going to be one of the most series to watch in the playoffs in the second round. So in this series, I got OKC winning in 6. And then last but not least, my favorite series for the Western Conference semifinals. Golden State Warriors versus Minnesota Timberwolves. Stephen Curry versus Anthony Edwards. Man, this is going to be a movie right here, man. I got to grab me some popcorn for every game because, man, this is going to be a showdown. Anthony Edwards, who has a chance to be the face of the league, just sent home LeBron James and Luka Doncic home from the Los Angeles Lakers. Now he has a chance to send Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors home. All right. And if he does, which I believe he can, there's going to be some huge conversations about the Minnesota Timberwolves and Anthony Edwards. So let's get a little preview real quick. This is going to be a great series, though. In order for the Wolves to win this series, though, Anthony Edwards has to be phenomenal. Keep on doing what he does best. Rudy Gobert, if he can pick up the momentum from Game 5 against the Los Angeles Lakers, Randall has to be consistent. Mike Conley, Jaden McDaniels, Naz Reid, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Dante DiVincenzo, and also the guys that are coming off the bench also need to play well too, because the Golden State Warriors are a very good team, though. All right, they're good offensively and they're good defensively too. And I do feel like this series could go to 7 games. All right. So back to what I was saying about this series, though, it's going to be competitive. It's going to be a dogfight. I do believe we're going to be seeing Anthony Edwards and Draymond Green talking trash with each other. Okay, and I'm all in for it. I'm all into this series right here. I'm all in this series right here between the Warriors and the Timberwolves. If I was to rank these 4 playoff matches, semifinals in order, which one is my most favorite series to watch, and the least, it'll go Golden State in Minnesota, OKC in Denver, Cleveland and Indiana, and then Boston and New York. I got the Minnesota Timberwolves winning this series in 6 games. Yes, I do feel like the Minnesota Timberwolves are the better team than the Golden State Warriors. They got the better starting lineup. They got the better bench. Better coaching-wise, it's debatable, but to me, in my opinion, though, y'all might hate me for this, but I do believe Chris Finch is a better coach than Steve Kerr. Even though Steve Kerr is a champion, though, we got to give credit when credit is due to Steve Kerr. But in my opinion, I do believe Chris Finch is a better coach than Steve Kerr. So I got the Minnesota Timberwolves winning this series in 6 games. And I do feel like Coach Finch will out-coach Steve Kerr. And I do feel like Anthony Edwards is going to outplay Steph Curry in this series. All right. So I'm going to go over who I got winning these series again. Start off in the West. Golden State Warriors, Minnesota Timberwolves. I got the Timberwolves winning in 6, Wolves in 6. OKC and Denver. I got the Thunder winning in 6. Boston and New York. I got the Celtics sweeping the Knicks. Okay. And I got the Cavaliers beating the Pacers in 6 games. All right. And that concludes today's episode of the Null Report. Thank y'all for everybody that joined. I appreciate all the love and support. If you're new to the YouTube, make sure y'all sub to the YouTube. Click that bell to make sure y'all get all the notifications on when I go live and stuff like that. And when I post, follow me on the social media on TikTok and Instagram at _Null_report. The TikTok and the Instagram are the same thing, _Null_report. And that's it for today's show. I'll see you on my next episode. Have a good rest of your day. Nard out.